What's up, guys? It's Matthew at the Gamersphere, and today I'm going to be taking you through Project, which is the third puzzle in the VR game Static. So when you get in here, you'll see these different little circle, little diagrams thing, kind of like Tetraminos. This picture up on the wall is also one of them. That's where you'll get sometimes caught up. But I'll explain that as I go along. So essentially what you start off with is this box where the D-pad up and down controls this. Left and right control the arm. We've got L1 that moves this back and forth. L2, which twists things. R2 does the same thing. And R1 opens this up, which is what we need to start with. So you start up hitting R1 to open this. Hit L1 to switch this little lever thing to this. And then twist L2, or hold L2 to make this twist. And those will appear. The arm will automatically go back to its position, and now you have to basically each one of these little lenses, you can click left to trigger, or left on the D-pad to grab it, right on the D-pad to drop it. Each one has a different little shape on it, and so since I have the triangle, what I'll do is I'll start with this one on the end. So once you click left to grab it, right to drop it in, like that, except not like that. Anyway, now you use L2 and R2 to move it around. So I'm going to use L2 to get it up to the top. Then I'll hit down 3 times, left, right. Now we're good to go. Now that you've got these in the same position as what they are in the diagram there, I'm going to hit R1 to drop it. And now you have this little red laser. Line up the red laser. And that happens. So now it shows up on this little screen. What you're trying to do is
I see you chose that one
get
first.
all of these copied onto your screen so you can create this diagram, which gets complicated, but we'll get there. So hit R1 to pull this back up, and I'm going to go ahead and do this puzzle right in front of me next. So I'm going to click right trigger to get that lined up. I'm going to go back and I'm going to click left trigger to get that lined up. I'm going to come down and grab this, right trigger, and now it's lined up. I'll hit R1, drop it in, and now we have the second diagram as well. And it's going to overlay with the original diagram, so now you've got 2 of them out of the way. R1 again. And to do the easiest one, so pull all of these out, drop them over here, pull it out, drop it, pull it out, drop it. Grab the circle, drop it in, right trigger until it's at the bottom, R1, and grab that one. Now where I got caught up was, I was like, okay, yeah, so I've got it all, right? I've got all the pieces I need. Nope.
Well done.
That poster on the wall is also one of these diagrams. So you're going to click R1, move the moon up here, and then grab the big triangle. Yep, this one. R2, R1. Now you've got all the pieces you need. This is the part where it gets a little bit annoying. It's a little bit of trial and error until you figure it out, but what you do is use the face buttons now. So X and triangle trigger this little clicking switch, and then square and circle will move each layer like this. You see, and so what you're trying to do is get them lined up so that it creates that. So the easiest thing I found is start with this one here that I'm kind of pointing at, because it's got that diagonal, or the horizontal bar, or the vertical bar, sorry. And then this one that's got the horizontal bar. Then afterwards, work on the 2 that have the circles. So basically, I'll just show you what I mean. So click around until you find, okay, so this one that I'm triggering, which is the top option, is that one right there. So I'm going to get it lined up so that it is like, I believe it's like this. So it's kind of hard to tell, but you want it so that it basically looks like that, I believe. X to select the next one until it is basically 180 degrees from what it looks like here. So if you can see, on the right is where the triangle is, and on the left is that bar, but it's vertical instead of horizontal. Now for the circles, kind of pick a slot until it lines up, and then just like that, you see that it did. Basically, the two circles, it's tough sometimes to tell which circle needs to be on the top there and which needs to be on the right. So these bottom two options here are the two circles, and as you can see, the bottom one was already lined up the way it needed to be. It was just this other option that I needed to move around, and basically the two circles are, get out of my way. The two circles will either be, you know, one top and one right, or switch them around, and then eventually you'll see it. It'll click, it'll turn green on its own, you don't have to like point at it or anything, and then your ticket comes out and you're good to go. So that is Project, which is the third puzzle in Statik. Hopefully this helped you out, and you'll be able to knock your way through it.